Hey everyone, so we need to talk about something bittersweet happening in the sports car world. Toyota just dropped some news that has got enthusiasts everywhere feeling all the feels. The 2026 Toyota GR Supra is going to be the last year for this generation, and honestly, they're sending it off in style with the MKV Final Edition. Now before we dive in, let me set the record straight because there's been some confusion floating around. This isn't a brand new 6th generation Supra. The 2026 model is still the 5th generation that we've come to know and love since it came back. In 2019, after that brutal 17-year hiatus, production is ending in spring 2026, and Toyota's making sure this iconic sports car goes out with a bang. So let's talk about what makes this final edition special. First off, it's limited. We're talking only 1,300 units across all of North America. If you want one, you need to act fast because these things are going to disappear quicker than a Supra, hitting 60 miles per hour, which by the way, is still an incredible 3.9 seconds with the automatic. Under the hood, you're still getting that glorious BMW-sourced turbocharged 3-liter inline-six that's been the heart of this car. It's pumping out 382 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque. And here's the beautiful part, you can still get it with either the 6-speed manual or the 8-speed automatic. For those of you worried that manuals are dying, Toyota heard you. This might actually be your last chance to get a new Supra with 3 pedals and that classic inline-six configuration, so that alone makes it pretty special. Now, what did Toyota do to make the final edition stand out? They didn't just slap a badge on it and call it a day. They went back to the Nürburgring, that legendary German testing ground where this car was developed, and they fine-tuned everything. The brakes got a serious upgrade, with larger Brembo discs up front, so you can scrub off speed with way more confidence. The suspension has been completely retuned with stronger bushings, an upgraded front anti-roll bar, and recalibrated adaptive dampers. They even tweaked the software controlling the rear differential to improve traction and reduce understeer through corners. The steering feels more direct and communicative now, and they revised the camber angles on all 4 tires to give you better cornering grip. There's also new underbody bracing to stiffen up the chassis even more. All these changes might sound subtle on paper, but drivers who've tested it say you can actually feel the difference. This is the most focused, track-ready version of the A90 Supra that Toyota has ever built. Design-wise, the final edition gets some eye-catching updates. You're looking at matte black 19-inch wheels that look absolutely menacing, and there's a gloss carbon fiber ducktail spoiler out back that is not just for show. It actually improves aerodynamics. The mirror caps are also done in that same gorgeous gloss carbon fiber finish. Inside, you get leather and Alcantara sports seats with red contrast stitching and a GR logo embroidered right into the headrests. Even the seatbelts are red, and the shift knob gets red accents to match. It has those little touches that make you feel like you're in something special. Every time you climb behind the wheel you want to go all out. There's an optional GT4 Style Pack that's inspired by Toyota's actual GR Supra GT4 race car. This package adds distinctive side graphics, red painted carbon fiber mirror caps, a matte finish rear spoiler, and matte black badging. Plus, if you go with the GT4 pack, you unlock 2 exclusive matte paint colors called Burnout and Undercover. These are only available on the final edition with this package, so if you want to stand out even more, that's your ticket. The standard colors for the final edition and other 2026 models include Stratosphere, which is this stunning blue, along with Absolute Zero White, Nocturnal Black, and Renaissance Red 2.0. All of them look incredible. But man, that Stratosphere blue really pops in person. Inside the cockpit, you're still getting that driver-focused layout that the Supra has always been known for. The 8.8-inch touchscreen uses Toyota's Super Command system, which is basically a lightly modified version of BMW's Drive interface. Remember, this car shares a platform with the BMW Z4. You get wireless Apple CarPlay, navigation, and on the premium trim and final edition, there's a 12-speaker JBL sound system that actually sounds fantastic. The head-up display comes standard on the premium and final edition too, so your eyes stay on the road where they belong. The seats are seriously supportive with deep side bolsters that hold you in place. When you're carving up a canyon road, they're heated, they're power adjustable, and in the final edition, they've got that special GR logo in red stitching that just screams performance. Everything is positioned exactly where you want it. The steering wheel, the shifter if you go manual, those paddle shifters if you choose the automatic, This is a car that was designed from day one to make you feel connected to the road. Now let's talk money, because that's always the question everyone wants answered. The base 2026 GR Supra 3.0 starts at just under $59,000 before destination fees. The 3.0 premium bumps that up to around $61,000. The MKV Final Edition, that one comes in at $69,085. And honestly, when you consider everything you're getting and the fact that it is a limited edition with all these performance upgrades, that's not a bad deal at all. If you add that GT4 Style Pack, tack on another couple thousand, but you're getting something truly unique. Here's where things get interesting when we compare this to past Supras. The legendary 4th generation A80 Supra with the 2JZ engine stopped production way back in 2002, and for 17 years, Supra fans were left wondering if the nameplate would ever return. When Toyota brought it back in 2019 as the A90, there was controversy. People were upset about the BMW partnership, upset that it wasn't purely Toyota, upset that it didn't have the 2JZ. But here's the thing, this car proved itself. It's fast, it's balanced, it handles like a dream, and it brought the Supra name back to life for a whole new generation. To the A80, this 5th generation car is lighter, more agile, and honestly more fun to drive on a daily basis. The A80 was raw and brutal, amazing in its own right, but this A90 generation strikes a better balance between performance and livability. You can actually drive this thing every day without feeling like you're being beaten up. The steering is precise, the suspension is firm but not punishing, and that turbo Inline-Six delivers power in a smooth, linear way that's just addictive. Over its 7-year run, Toyota has continuously improved this car. The 2021 model year got a power bump from 335 to 382 horses. They added the manual transmission option in 2023, which was huge for enthusiasts. There was even a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder model for a few years, but that quietly disappeared. Throughout all these updates, Toyota kept refining the chassis, the suspension, the software, practicing that Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, continuous improvement. And now with the final edition, we're seeing the culmination of all that development work. So what's next for the Supra? That's the million-dollar question. Toyota has hinted that this isn't the end of the nameplate, just the end of this chapter. Rumors are flying around about a potential 6th generation model arriving in 2027. And here's where it gets interesting. Supposedly Toyota is going it alone this time. No more BMW partnership. But we have to trust that Toyota knows what they're doing. They brought this car back from the dead once already. And if they're going to build a new one, you better believe they're going to make it special. The automotive world is changing with electrification and stricter emissions rules. So a hybrid might actually be the smart move to keep the Supra alive for years to come. In the meantime, we have this final edition to appreciate. This is probably your last chance to get a new Supra with a proper inline-six, rear-wheel drive, and a manual transmission option. Think about that for a second. How many affordable sports cars can you still buy new with that combination? The list is getting shorter every year. The Nissan Z exists, sure, but beyond that, you're looking at much more expensive options. If you've been on the fence about getting a Supra, this is your moment. These final edition models are going to become instant collector's items, especially the manual transmission versions. 20 years from now, people are going to look back at this generation with the same reverence we have for the A80 today. It's the car that brought the Supra legend back to life. The car that proved Toyota could still build an exciting sports car, even with a little help from their friends in Munich. The 2026 Toyota GR Supra MKV Final Edition represents the end of an era. But what an era it's been! From its dramatic return in 2019 to this final, refined version we're seeing now. This car has been an absolute blast. Yes, it shares parts with a BMW. Yes, it's not the 2JZ, but it's fast, it's beautiful, it sounds incredible, and most importantly, it's fun. At the end of the day, that's what the Supra has always been about, pure driving enjoyment. So if you want one, don't wait. Production ends in spring 2026, and with only 1,300 final edition units for all of North America. These are going to sell out fast. Whether you're a collector, an enthusiast, or just someone who loves great sports cars, this is your last call for the A90 generation. Get one while you still can, because something tells me we're all going to miss this car when it's gone. What do you guys think? Are you sad to see this generation end? Are you excited about the possibility of a hybrid Supra in 2027? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe because we've got more automotive goodness coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.